Jon Jones would like 6 months to prepare to fight Tom Aspinall.
In this video, I'm going to go through every single time Jon Jones avoided true competition by giving one silly excuse or the other on why he shouldn't take a fight when he knew he had a high chance of losing that fight. Now, this is a pattern that I called earlier, and I noticed when it was time for Jon Jones to face Francis Ngannou. He had an interview with Steve-O, and that was the first time I heard Jon Jones actually talk about being paid what is deserved.
Do you want to fight soon?
No, I don't want to fight soon. I don't want to fight soon. I have no interest in fighting in the UFC until I get paid what I believe I'm worth. It's really powerful when you stand up for what you believe is right, and I think that eventually the UFC will realize that they're being stubborn. And if I have to have a bad relationship with Dana, sit out for 2 years, 3 years to bring light.
Your last 2 fights has gotten people saying, like, Jon Jones looks human in his last 2 fights. He seems somehow beatable in his last 2 fights. I'm not necessarily saying I believe that's the case, but there's theories out there.
What is that? Why are you looking like that?
I mean,
because it's shitty. We all have bad days at work. Francis Ngannou is scary. You know, there's a big chance that he could break my jaw, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. As a fighter, I've whooped enough ass that if someone eventually gets me, then we all have our day. I'm okay with that. But I think that shit comes with an increase of pay.
The funny thing about that clip we just watched is that I agree with every single thing Jon Jones said. Everything. He deserves to be paid what he's worth. I consider him the GOAT of MMA, and if he doesn't deserve to be paid what he's asking for, then nobody deserves to be paid anything, honestly speaking. And guess what? Even Francis Ngannou agreed with Jon Jones that he deserves to be paid. They both deserve to be paid, and this was the beginning of the whole fighter pay issue, you know, with 2 of one of the best fighters in the UFC at the time talking about fighter pay. But guess what? It turns out Jon Jones didn't mean anything he said in that interview. And do you know how I know that? Because he took a contract to fight Ciryl Gane once Francis Ngannou left the UFC. I mean, within a span of weeks, Francis Ngannou left the UFC, and then Jon Jones took a contract to fight Ciryl Gane for the vacant heavyweight championship. I mean, it doesn't get more obvious than that. Towards the end of the video, I will let you know how I know for sure Jon Jones wasn't paid what he was asking for. Fast forward to 2024, Jon Jones runs into Tom Aspinall in person and tells him maybe one day the fight will happen, even though he knows damn well he never intended on fighting Tom Aspinall.
Hello, just saying hello. What's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm all good, man. Gonna do this thing.
I would hope so.
I would love to, man.
I would hope so.
Respect, man.
All the best.
Respect.
All the best.
We'll do a quick picture.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's get it.
A face off.
No,
Just
no.
no, okay. No problem. No problem. No problem.
That's great. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
I would love to have the honor one day. I would love to have the honor.
Maybe one day.
Hope so, man. All the best. All the best. How's everything?
It's healing. So slowly but surely.
After a while, when Tom Aspinall becomes the interim heavyweight champion, everybody's asking Jon Jones why he just wouldn't face Aspinall. Why would he rather stick to his call out of Stipe Miocic when that matchup did not make any sense? And then Jon Jones' first excuse is that Tom Aspinall hadn't done anything to deserve a fight with him, even though Aspinall had already beat the top of the heavyweight division. Him saying he hasn't achieved anything, meanwhile he doesn't want to give him the opportunity to achieve anything, just didn't make sense.
I feel like Tom Aspinall is, I don't want to say nobody, but he just hasn't proven anything. He hasn't done anything.
And of course, Jon Jones' second excuse was that he doesn't have to accept a fight with someone young that poses a threat. He didn't want to give Tom a chance to make a name off him. In other words, he's ducking.
I'm not here to to gamble someone else making a name off of me. I'm here to compete against the guys where when we look back, 10 years from now, it'd be like Jon Jones fought this guy and that guy and this legend and this champion and this champion. If there were to be a fight of a guy that's still on our UFC roster that would be not only financially worth it, but legacy worth it, it would be Alex Pereira.
But guess what? It gets worse. Jones' third excuse was then trying to gaslight fans, just like he hinted in that interview, claiming a fight versus Alex Pereira was bigger and more important than a fight against Tom Aspinall, knowing damn well and knowing everybody knows there's a clear difference when it comes to the stylistic matchup when you compare both fighters, especially considering the fact that Tom Aspinall is literally the interim heavyweight champion. Somehow it got worse. Jon Jones' fourth excuse is that he's done it all and he would rather vacate his belt than face Tom Aspinall. In fact, he would rather face people like Jamal Hill or Derek Lewis, just to have fun and take pressure off him. So that's him admitting that he's ducking again and lying about vacating the belt, because till now he hasn't vacated any belts.
I can see myself after this entertaining super fights only. After this fight, if we get a dominant performance, I'm prepared to vacate the heavyweight championship and fight for fun. I want to fight for fun. I've had a big chip on my shoulder my whole career of having to defend, and I don't necessarily want it to be over, but I just want to fight for fun. Fighting guys that I stylistically want to fight against. Just random fights. Jamal Hill. Me and him meet up at 220 and see what happens. That'd be interesting to see. Let's just see what happens. Or I'm at an interesting weight where I can fight light heavyweights or heavyweights. Derek Lewis, the biggest knockout puncher in history. I'm just throwing out random names.
I mean, let's just see what happens. And we all know what's gonna happen with those silly matchups. I mean, I don't even need to ask. By the way, guys, if you're in this part of the video, I really appreciate if you hit that like button. It really helps me a lot. But just listen to the fifth excuse Jon Jones gave on why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall.
He's annoying to me. And that's my own personal. He annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining. But I find him annoying, and I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say it, I want that fuck you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. Or else my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
It's just so funny that Jon Jones is talking about he won't fight Tom Aspinall because he finds Tom Aspinall annoying. First of all, Tom Aspinall is probably the nicest heavyweight one would run into. And Jon Jones has one of the worst personal lives ever. Talk about annoying. He's literally being annoying in this whole situation. Oh, and by the way, did I say that was his fifth excuse? Because he had two excuses in that statement. First, he says he doesn't want to do business with Tom Aspinall because he's annoying. And then the next excuse is, okay, he wants to be paid FU money. There he goes again, talking about fighter pay the same way he talked about it when he came to Francis Ngannou. But when he came to fighting Stipe Miocic, you didn't hear Jon Jones demand any type of monetary value. And of course, I can't forget to say Dana White, rightfully so, made a stance and confirmed that once Jon Jones fought Stipe Miocic, and if he won that fight, if he wants to fight for the heavyweight belt again, it has to be Tom Aspinall, or he can just vacate the belt.
Do you still want to see the winner of this fight Tom Aspinall to unify the heavyweight title?
Was that for me?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Do you want to see the winner fight Tom?
The winner should absolutely fight Tom. Who's got the next question?
Knock it off.
That one definitely got to Jon Jones. By the way, this proves that Jon Jones was definitely not paid close to what he asked for in order to fight Francis Ngannou when he was offered a fight against Ciryl Gane. Because it wouldn't make sense to sing the same tune only for Aspinall and not for Stipe Miocic, right? It's not a coincidence that the only time Jon Jones has talked about fighter pay and being paid what he's worth, or FU money, or however he wants to put it, it's only been against Tom Aspinall and Francis Ngannou. Two guys that everybody knows, including Jon Jones, pose a great threat to him at the heavyweight division. So now it seems like the UFC has called Jon Jones bluff. They probably offered him some type of FU money to fight Tom Aspinall, because all of a sudden it comes out that Jon Jones has requested 6 months to prepare for Tom Aspinall.
Jon Jones wants 6 months. He wants 6 months to prepare for Aspinall.
By the way, not 6 months in general. 6 months from when the so-called contract will be signed, which will be over a year since the last time he fought, which was against Stipe Miocic. Jon Jones has delayed this fight as long as he can, and at the same time, it will be over a year since the last time Tom Aspinall has fought. This is Jon Jones' 7th excuse, in my opinion, when it comes to fighting Tom Aspinall. Add that to his excuses when it came to facing Francis Ngannou. That's a total of 8 separate times that Jon Jones gave a reason why he wouldn't fight, or why he will fight at a certain time, however you want to put it. I really think Aspinall should start a campaign for Jon Jones to be stripped rather than asking for the fight. If not, he's just going to turn to Michael Chandler. You know, the same way Chandler kept chasing McGregor, knowing damn well that fight was probably not going to happen after a while, and McGregor always knew that fight wasn't going to happen. Now, Dana White has said apparently the fight is happening, but I'm not going to hold my breath for that. I'm not going to believe anything until I see both guys in the octagon. I cannot wait to see what Jon Jones' next excuse is going to be. I just don't think that fight is happening. And I think Jon Jones should be stripped of the heavyweight championship. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm very sure I've missed other times that Jon Jones gave excuses, but please go ahead and let me know whatever I missed. If you think I'm exaggerating, if you think I'm off in some things, just let me know. And don't forget to like the video if you like the video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys later.